Brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
Hey, it's Friday, the holiday week, or a holiday weekend, because Monday's the holiday. I know already this week, even though we're recording this on Monday of the week before the holiday, it seems like lots of people have already hit the road.
Absolutely. Well, I think that this is, given where we are and where we've been, I think this is going to be an extended holiday weekend where people are either leaving early, extending it later. It's going to be more than just your typical 4th of July weekend, I think. So I would not be surprised.
And there are fireworks. We didn't get to have fireworks last year.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
And I love fireworks. Fireworks are one of my favorite things.
Really?
I could sit and watch fireworks forever.
Interesting.
I just find it so exciting. And they get better and better. You know, they have the ones that twirl and the ones that spin, and they make hearts and they make flags. The technology is just fascinating. And years ago, when I was a newspaper reporter, I wrote a story about how they put them together. And it was real. It's all a chemical formula that gets the colors and all. It's really like, it's not just you shoot stuff up in the air and you get colors. There's a whole lot to it. And now it's all computerized. Used to be, when I wrote the story, there was someone with a fire stick that would ignite the fuses. Now they've advanced a lot.
It's probably a good idea. Probably a lot less injuries that way.
Yeah. And years ago, my wife and I went to a fireworks display up in Bel Air, and we were really close to the fence to keep people away. And sparks were coming down on us, raining down on us throughout, which makes fireworks even more interesting.
Yes, it does, I'm sure.
So enough about my fireworks passion.
It's appropriate, timely.
Yeah, there you go. So, Tom, all week we've been talking about the idea of stumbling blocks. We all face them, every one of us. I don't care how successful you are, how starting out you are in your journey, you are going to hit stumbling blocks, probably every day, sometimes every hour. And the key to getting through it, as we talk through this week, is really believing. But I think for me, and I'm going to totally turn things around today and just tell you what my epiphany for the week is right up front. It's believing not in the overall goal as much as that thing right now.
Okay.
And I will figure this thing out, and then I'll figure the next thing out and the next thing out. And as you and I have been talking through it this week, it occurs to us that sometimes it's hard to believe in that thing. And you need an outside eye. We talked about this in yesterday's program. You need that person to look at the puzzle and say, hey, could this piece go there? You're focused on the bottom left corner, but maybe it's in the upper right. Have you tried it there? No, I haven't. Why don't you try it there? If you're someone who's looking for that outside eye, for that person who can believe in you, for that different perspective, for that new way of approaching things, we have something for you. And Tom, why don't you play that Renegade Success Network promo right now?
Sure. Here's some further information about the Renegade Success Network and how it's helped others get through their stumbling blocks and find their next step along their own unique pathway to success. Are you struggling to make your vision a reality? Are you stuck and don't know what to do next? Are fear and doubt holding you back? The Renegade Success Network will help you determine the next steps on your pathway. Here is some of what you will get. Create your pathway call to start you on a better path. unlimited laser solution sessions to keep you from getting stuck. Nurture your network events to build your network with other successful leaders. Monthly Renegade challenges to prepare you for what lies ahead. The Renegade Success Vault, giving you access to videos, tools, and tips on specific topics anytime you need them. And the Renegade Success Network community, an exclusive Facebook group of like-minded renegades, all working towards achieving their goals. You have a choice. Do it yourself and fumble forward slowly and alone. Or join the Renegade Success Network and be part of a community built to help you find your own pathway. Join today at renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Act now and jumpstart your journey on your own pathway to success. You know, one of the things I really like about that video, besides the fact that I think the Renegade Success Network has helped people, is that phrase about going it alone or doing it with a community. And I think that's one of the interesting things about our Facebook group is that it is of people who don't have all the answers. Many times they're trying to find their own answers. And what has happened is that within that community, others have helped them find some of those answers. And I think so often we feel like, you know, there are these stumbling blocks that we have and we can't quite figure it out. And I think actually one of the biggest stumbling blocks is feeling like we have to do it all ourselves. Feeling like if I'm going to be a success at this, I have to be the one who does it. That I can't ask for help. That I can't ask for others who might be able to provide some feedback to say, have you thought about this? This is something that I tried. Might this work because it is looking in the left-hand corner of the puzzle rather than the right? And I think that if that's something you're struggling with, one great place to start is the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. And I think the next is becoming a member of our Renegade Success Network, because I think it will provide you with that different perspective and allow you to see things differently. And those stumbling blocks become a lot smaller. And sometimes they help figure out what those stumbling blocks truly are. And I think one of the things that I've thought a lot about this week is it truly a stumbling block? Or is that thing that's in front of you that you're stuck with part of a bigger challenge? Usually part of things is a priority. Do you truly believe that you can accomplish this? You know, are you willing to put the time and effort and energy in to actually achieve what it is you want? And so often it's like, well, I can't figure out my internet, or, you know, this team member isn't helping us. So we need
my website's not perfect yet, so I can't
Correct.
release it into the world because, you know,
Right.
someone's going to go to it.
As we talked about on Tuesday, you know, what my messaging look like? Well, it's not exactly the way I want it to be. Or, yeah, right now I just don't have the money for this. All of those things are stumbling blocks. And there are many, many more as we try to put our puzzle together. There are also other things behind those that are maybe the true stumbling block for our opportunity to have success, to take the next step, to feel and have the confidence to move forward to achieve what it is we want to achieve.
So, Tom, what's your one thing for the whole week, wrapping this up, this whole idea of stumbling blocks? We've thrown a lot of things at people. We've had great discussion. I love the puzzle analogy. What's that thing that we can think through and better ourselves with after this whole week of discussion about stumbling blocks?
You know, I think that it's really trying to understand what is the true stumbling block. You know, like we talked about money on Monday. And sometimes money is a stumbling block, you know, to say, hey, you know what? We're starting our business and we're going to go lease a building. And we just don't have the money to do that. And that is a true stumbling block. Or is it, hey, you know, I need to hire some help, or I need to, you know, find a CRM, or I need something else. Is that something that is going to help us truly move forward? Or are we just worried and afraid, and we can't prioritize that because of its value. So I think that, trying to look beyond what's the immediate stumbling block to, is there something deeper that's a part of that really is the thing we have to address, not just our website, our messaging, spending money on something, believing that it is. What's behind that stumbling block?
Right. I can't agree with you more, because I know I've seen it in my own pathway where it's like I'm blaming it on I don't have enough money, but really it's I don't believe in myself enough to invest the money, or I'm afraid that if I figure this thing out, the next thing is going to be even harder. And I don't think I can do that. So rather than get to the next thing, let me get screwed up in this thing perpetually, and it's safe. At least I know the puzzle piece I'm working with.
Right.
But
right.
if I look at that whole board and see 999 other pieces, that's daunting.
Absolutely.
And I think, and it's, it's funny. You and I both had to work through this over the years, and we've worked through this with each other.
And still do.
Literally, and still do. Yes. And it doesn't go away. And all the things we've talked about today, the Renegade Success Network, the Ring of Renegades group, this broadcast is our answer to what we were looking for and couldn't find until we found it in each other. And it's like, if this works for the two of us, there've got to be other people that this could help. And that's really our passion. We don't say that a lot, but Tom and I genuinely want to help you figure these things out however we can, because we know how daunting it can be. We know how frustrating it can be. We know how difficult it can be. And we have great success helping people figure these things out. And I mean, way beyond what we ever imagined, at least I ever imagined.
I agree. And I think a lot of what happens is we help people see that those stumbling blocks aren't so big.
Yeah.
That there are ways around them, through them, over them, beyond them, whatever it might be. Is that so often we create this huge stumbling block, when in reality, as a part of the bigger piece, it's just one little step. It is an important step, because if you can't put that piece in, at some point it's going to have to go somewhere. And so we're going to have to address it at some point. It just might be easier down the road when we put some other pieces together. And I think getting that progression right, or at least closer to what might be right, that it will help us move further along. And I think so often we allow it to get us stuck. You pick up the puzzle piece and you're like, well, it's got to go in here somewhere. And rather than saying, you know what, it's time to set that aside for a moment and let me focus on something else that I know I can get in and get that taken care of. And then I'll move to the next and to the next. And once I get back to it, it might be a lot clearer, because there are less options. And now I realize this is exactly where this goes, because I've figured other pieces out.
Nice. Well, Tom, even though Monday's a holiday, you and I will be there bright and early, 8 a.m., because we are committed to what we do. And we have nothing better to do on July 5th at 8 a.m., apparently Eastern time, but we will be there. So if you're up early on that holiday Monday coming up, please join us. We'll be ready for another episode. We've got a great topic for next week, the likes of which I cannot remember, but I know we mapped it out. It's brilliant. It's great stuff, like always, but Tom's the keeper of the schedule, and I don't think hard until I have to. How was that for a glowing endorsement of checking out? Come Monday and find out with me what the topic is.
Yeah, maybe you want to stay away from that in the future. We'll share it in other ways.
Well, if you think we script these out, let me assure you, we don't. And this week's been a week where we've really gone, the whole puzzle thing was a great detour that I love.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's an interesting comparison to what we go through every day through our work. So hopefully, if you have other thoughts about stumbling blocks, please feel free to share them in the comments, or you can go inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group and share them there, because we know that it will add value to someone else and help someone else get through a stumbling block that they have. And it might be the key to help them figure out their own puzzle as they work forward along their own unique pathway to success. So Please feel free to join us inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. I'll give you some more information about that in a minute. If not, we will see you Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time for our next edition of today's Antidote. Have a great day, everyone. We will see you soon.
Carving your own path is tough. You want and need a community to offer you insights and advice, share inspiration, provide support, and save you time and money. But where do you find all that? Here's the easy answer: the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, where leaders, entrepreneurs, and business owners identify their next steps. Here's some of what you will find at the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. Just go to ringofrenegades.com and join today. Find and accomplish those next